Hi friends, Naji here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will be discussing on deployment of FastAPI. So we'll set the agenda of this video or this video tutorial. First, we will be creating a GitHub repo, and we will be creating a FastAPI REST endpoint, and it will be like a maybe get update and maybe get put and the delete methods we will be discussing. Then we will be committing the code, and we will be creating a account in Render. So Render is the platform that we are going to deploy, and they are providing some free deployment also. Then deploy the code, then we will be testing the code. So this is the agenda of this video. Okay, now let's go to our repository, GitHub repo. So here, this is my GitHub repo. Now let me go and create an account here. So here I can say like fast API deployment in Render. Okay, so this is available. Now I'm going to set it visibility as a public. Now let me add the .gitignore. I can set it as a Python. I can add the readme license. I will not be setting any license here. So let me go and create the repository. Okay, so the creation is progress. So we will have a GitHub repo, something like this. Now let me copy the command. Okay, now I can go to my console. So here this is my terminal. Let me go to my terminal. Let me go to my desktop. So the desktop, okay, so here I have created a folder called fast. Okay, let me check the folder name that I have created, that is fast API deploy. Okay, let me go to fast API deploy. Okay. So here I can just paste the URL. So let me clone it. So I can do git clone, then this specific URL. So this will clone the repository. So cloning is in progress. Now we can see our folder can be seen here, and we can open the folder within this. We can open the Visual Studio Code from this folder. So let me go to my Visual Studio folder, Visual Studio Code. Now let me click on open folder. Here coming to desktop, fast API deploy. Okay. So basic setup is done, or the basic fast API folder is initialized. Okay. Now what we can do, we can first set a requirement.txt file. Here I can do requirements.txt file can be created here. So here I am using fast API, and also to deploy this we will be using the UVCon. Okay, so these are the two packages that we required for this project. Ideally we should be specifying the versions here. So since it's a test project or a dummy project, I'm not going to use that. Okay, so this is our packages. Now what we can do, we can go and create a environment for this folder. Okay, for that I can create an environment. So I'll be using the UV package. Okay, so I already discussed about the UV package in one of my videos. So I will add that in the description. In the description I will add those details. Okay, here I'm going to create a environment. So that for that I can type UV venv. I can put test env. Then I can set Python. Here this will be 3.10. I am going to use the 3.10 Python. Okay, so let's see. So the environment is created. So to activate this environment we have to use this particular command. Okay, so I can use source test_env pin.activate. Okay, so we have our environment is ready. Now let me go back to my Visual Studio Code. Okay, so here so let me do one more thing. So the environment is ready. Now we need to run the requirement. To run the requirement we can type uv pip install -r requirement.txt. Okay, so this will run the requirement. Okay, now we can go back to our Visual Studio Code. Okay, here we can create a new file, that is the app.py file. Let me create an app.py file. Okay, so here I can go and switch my environment. So this is the environment that I have created. So let me go and select this particular environment. Okay, so we have our app.py is ready. Now we can start writing some REST endpoint. Okay, for that we can import from FastAPI. We can import the FastAPI. Then we can use the Pydantic model. We can import the base model. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to create a dummy database here. So instead of the database, we will be creating a dict here. So I can set a user data. Then I'm going to set the user ID here. Okay, now I can say that, okay, name I can set is Naji, and I can say age, this can be, maybe I can set it as a 30. Okay, now I can add the 2 here. I can say name, here I can set as a John. Then age can be set it as maybe 25. Okay, so this is my user data. Okay, now what I can do, similar to this data, I can create a Pydantic class. So for that I can use class user. This is my base model. Okay, so this will help us to do the validations. Okay, so here I'm going to say name is string, and I can say age is equal to integer. Okay, so this is my class, and I'm going to create a object of FastAPI. Okay, now let's do a the get method. Okay, for that let me define a method, get user info. What this does is, this is just return all the user data information. Okay, so I can set it as @app dot. So this is the router endpoint. I can say get, so get will be /users. Okay, now next will be an update command that we can execute, that is app dot put. Okay, so put is means represent the update. Here I can say user, then we have to specify which user I need to update. So this is the user ID I need to pass. Let's make update user info. So here I will be getting the user ID, that is integer. Then I will be getting a input data. This represents the user object. Okay. Now we can see if the user ID is available in the user data. So if this is available in the user data, what we can do, we can simply update the user data. Okay, so I am using the user data dot user ID, which is equal to, I can do a input data dot model dump. So the model will convert into dict. Okay, so here I can say return. I can set it as a message. Here I can say successfully. Okay, spelling is not correct. Let it be like this: successfully updated the user record. Okay, now else. So we have to ensure that we have to put the else also. I can here return. I can say that I can put a message saying that failed to update the user record. Okay, now we can add one more thing. We can have a delete method. I can specifically say delete user info. Here also I will be getting a user ID that is of a type integer. Here also I can check the validation is always important. Here I can check the user ID is available in the user data. Okay, then what I can do, I can just put delete. Here I can specify that user ID. Okay, just send a message. This message can be this message can be successfully deleted the record. Deleted the record. Otherwise, I can say return. Just specify message. Here I can say fail to delete the record. Okay, so simply we can do something like this, and let me add the route also here. Here also I can say app dot delete. Sorry, app dot delete just a user / user ID. Okay, so this is a simple code. So this simple FastAPI code. Here we are defining a user data. This can be from the database. So for the time being, we are hard coding the user data here. So we will have a pydantic model which represents the user, and we are defining a FastAPI. Then we are writing the get, put, and the post delete methods. Okay, so we are not handling post in this tutorial. Now let me go back here. Okay, so what we can do to run the FastAPI, what we can do, I can write uvcon app is the file name, and app is, so there are two app here we are specifying. One app is the file name. Okay, so this is the app. Okay, the next app represent the app, the FastAPI app. So this represent this particular app. Okay, so for example, if your file name is test, so this will be test:app. Okay, now I can mention -- reload. So this will help us to reload the command. So it says uvcon. So let me put it spelling mistake. Let me correct it. uvcon app reload. So the execution is progress. So here we can see the application startup is completed. Okay, so this is the endpoint. So let me copy this. Let me go to my browser, paste it here. Okay, it says not found. Now I can go to the docs. So if you type on docs, we can see a beautiful screen. We can to test it. Okay, so here I can see the default. Here we can see the get method is there. I can see put method, and I can see the delete method. Okay, this is the Swagger UI. So here I can go to the get. Just click on the try it out. Just execute it. We'll see. Here we are getting the code 200, which means it is success. I am getting my details here. Okay. Now let me try the put method. Put method. Let me click on try it out. What I am going to do, I am going to pass my ID. The user ID to update is 1. Here I can see instead of Naji, I can give capital Naji, and instead of age 20, maybe I can give 24. Okay, let's execute it. We can see the command is executing. So here it says successfully updated the user record. Okay, we can check this. Just go back to the get. So here we can see it's Naji and 30, age is 30. Okay, so let me execute it again. Come here, we can see that the name is, the capital N is capital here, and age is also updated. So it is also working fine. Now there is one more endpoint that we need to test, that is the delete endpoint. Let me come here. Let me click on try it out. Let me pass ID 1. Let's do execute. It's also saying, it's also returning 200 error code. It says successfully deleted. Let me go back to my get method, execute it again. Check this. Here we can see the user ID with 1 is already gone. Okay, so delete is also working fine. Okay, so with respect to our coding part, it is working fine. Now we can try to commit the code. Okay, for that let me type git status. Here I can see there are two files are there. One is app.py, one is the requirement.txt file. So I can add git commit -m. So here I am committing it. I can say added app and the requirements file and initial draft with get put and delete. Okay, so first I need to specify git.add, then I can do a commit. So once the commit is done, I can check the status. So nothing is pending. Now I can push the details. Okay, so the pushing is also done. Now we can check my GitHub repo. Let's go back to GitHub repo. Here I can see two files, you can see, right? One is app.py and second one is the requirement.txt file. Now the next step is we can go and deploy this into render. Okay. For that, just go to render.com. Okay, click on sign in. Okay, so if you are doing it first time, just do sign up. You can sign up it using the Gmail. So I have already signed up this one, so I will be using the sign in method. So let me use my email address. Okay, so I will be seeing a dashboard window, something like this. Okay, so what I have done some testing here. So what I can do, I can just click on the new. So here in the top right, you can see a new button. So just click on web service. Okay, now let me just do a disconnect here to start from the beginning. Okay, so this is your first time, you may not be able to do this. So I am just doing this because I have already connected my repo. Okay, so I want to show you from the beginning itself. Okay, so as I said, just click on this new button and click on the web service. So you will be getting some window, something like this. Okay, so here we need to connect our repository with the render. So since we are using the GitHub, just click on the GitHub. Okay, so this will be automatically connected. Okay, in my case it is connected. You have to give some kind of a permission also. So here I can see like there is a FastAPI deployment. So this is the one that I have created. Just click on this particular repo. Okay, so here we can see it is a Python 3 and I'm saying this is Oregon US West, no root directory. Okay, so this is the build command. So here what it does is it will be running the requirement.txt file, pip install -r requirement.txt file. Okay, in a similar way that we have done, the application also will be doing the same. So ensure that the spelling is also correct. So once that is done, we have to give the start command. Okay, so the start command will be, in our case it will be uvcon, right? So I hope you guys are remembering that. I can see that uvcon app :app, right? Here I can specify the host can be 0.0.0.0 and I can specify maybe port also. Here I am going to specify the port as 10,000. Okay. So now just scroll down, you guys can see a free account here. Just click on this free account and just click on the free account. Just go back and scroll down, you can see deploy web service. Just click on this. So it will be showing a log window. Here we can see different activities. Okay, so we can see it is downloading, the installing is is in progress. Let me scroll down. See, we can see it is installing different packages. Okay. So it says your free instance will spin down with inactivity, which can delay request by 50 seconds or more. So since it is a free account, once it is, if you are not if it is inactive for some time, it will shut down the server. Okay. Now here we can see everything is up. It says your service is live. Okay. So just look on here. Here we can see a live symbol is also we can see, and this is our endpoint. So let me click on this endpoint. Now, as we did in our local system, I can type docs. Okay, so here also we will get the same endpoint. So let me run it again. Just try it out. Okay, we can see the two users, that is one is Naji and another one is the John. Now I can update this. Let me try it out. Here I can pass 1. Now let's update it. Instead of Naji, maybe I can pass in you can say capital Naji. Age I'm going to set it as 22, something like this. Let me execute this. Here the response is 200 and successfully updated. Let me go back quickly. Now execute it. We can see the record is updated. So now we are getting the Naji and the 22. Okay, so we can do like one more testing with respect to delete. So I'm come to delete. Let's try it out. Just give user ID 2. Execute. The response is successfully deleted the record. We can go back and check the get method. Okay, let me come here and let me execute it. Now we are getting only Naji. The John is already gone. Okay, so we are successfully able to deploy a FastAPI backend, and this can be connected with any front end like React or anything. They can be able to connect and they will be able to test it properly. Okay, so that is all about in this video. Please do like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye bye.